Hey everyone, it's Greg, and it's another edition of Unbreakable Spirits. I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there and talk about two quick things. And right over my shoulder, I think you could see the Budster. There he is. Hi, Bud. He was just sleeping a little while ago, snoring with his tongue out, and typical Bud, and just relaxing and enjoying his Mother's Day. Um, I hope all the moms out there have a good day. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about my mom and talk about something else real quick. My mom has been gone 10 years now. I miss her still. She was a big part of my life, and I can never forget her. I dedicated my book to her, An Unbreakable Spirit. And why? Because she was a big part of my life then and now. She took care of me when I was a kid. When I was in the body cast and I couldn't feed myself, bathe myself, and use the bathroom myself, she helped me. And she gave up being a nurse to dedicate, sacrifice her life to take care of me. She had 6 kids overall, and she loved each one of them. But, there's a special bond between a special needs kid and his mom, her mom. It just is. It's hard to explain. Um, she was some things about her. She was short and thin, that maybe 5 foot tall, 100 pounds. But I tell you what, she had a lot of energy in her day and a lot of determination, very soft spoken, spoke Slovak and Hungarian and Polish fluently. In fact, if she didn't want us to know what she was talking about on the phone, she would switch to Slovak mode and start talking Slovak. Um, really fun. She loved bingo. She could have been a professional bingo player. She'd have all of her cards lined up on the table with her markers and daggers and everything. She loved bingo. She knew all the places around the area. She would even drive into Philadelphia a few times a week to play bingo with really big jackpots. Um, and she continued to play bingo in nursing. She learned in her later years. She was very religious. She went to church all the time. Like major holy days like Christmas, she would go Christmas Eve and just to make sure she would go Christmas Day too. Um, she loved to bake and cook, and she made all kinds of homemade cookies and ethnic food, filled cabbage, on special holidays or family events, like graduations, first communions. And I miss that a lot. Was a lot of things about her, the baking, cooking. Uh, and when someone was sick, she would make a pot of soup or bake a cake and take it over. She visited people in hospitals and sent greeting cards. Um, she was just a very sweet, caring person. You don't find people like that around too much anymore. So it's Mother's Day, and I know she's here. Typical Mother's Day for her. She loved flowers, and she asked me to take care of the flowers when she went to nursing home. And I made it a point to water her plants and I still love the garden now. I think I got that from her. And but Mother's Day, the typical Mother's Day would be taking her out to eat, uh, giving her a nice car with money for the window, and a box of Whitman Sandler chocolates. That was her thing. And she loved chocolates, but she really loved Whitman Sanders. Um, so there's a lot of things I remember about my mom. The dinner she used to make every Sunday afternoon. Just there's just so many memories, and I dedicated my book an Unbreakable story to her because she was and still is a big part of my life. And so that's my mom I knew still. So I'm sure she's having a good run there. She is now. I got to tell you, that's the good watch the Michael J. Fox movie part two at Apple TV. What a tremendous movie. What a great documentary. What an icon. Talked about Michael J. Fox before on this podcast. Yeah. But I learned a lot more about him from this documentary. He's one tough guy to think about to be diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at the age of 29. Parkinson's is known as an older person's disease. And be 29 years old and Parkinson's. And for 7 years, he hid the fact that he had Parkinson's from his family, from his TV and movies. He just didn't want wanting people to feel sorry for him. He was afraid that he would disclosed that he had Parkinson's, that he would have, a stigma, sort of they wouldn't want to hire him anymore to work, and so we kept it secret for a long time until we could. And it's a very honest, raw movie, funny. Oh, it's cute. And it's not it's heartbreaking because you don't ever see him go through what he's done for them. His millions are 60s. It seems like he's been around forever, but what he's going through now, falling. We have something in common because my broken bones, and now he's going through a stage of when he falls, he gets in it. And so I can relate to a little bit, be going through. He inspires me because he's motivated, he's determined, not only to help find a cure for Parkinson's. May not happen in his lifetime, but if it happens down the road, a great deal will be because of Michael J. Fox and the fundraising he's done. It's just amazing. The title of the movie is called Still, which is very critical. If you watch the movie, you'll know that he was a very, restless, anxious, motivated guy when he was younger. He was always on the go. When he was filming doing Family Ties back in the 80s, for 3.5 months, he was also filming Back to the Future. And what he would do would be film Family Ties from the morning until 6 at night. The driver would take him to Back to the Future set, and he would film there until 3 in the morning until they drove him back home again and get a couple hours sleep, and then he would repeat the process of it. He was just a very driven individual. He didn't have any money. He went through a lot in Hollywood, one room apartment kind of thing, and he just about made it together. It was a very easy possibility that he could have never made it in Hollywood, returned to Canada with his family, and we would have never heard of him. As it so happened, he got the job on Family Ties. It's the history. In the title still is related to what is going on now because it's very, very much emotional. This is everything now. He's got pride instead of the trembling. So ironic because he wants to keep trembling, confined, limited when he takes his medication, but sometimes I can't help it. would shake and tremble because of Parkinson's. Now he's being taught when he gets up to walk slow. Everything must be slow walks. And that's just not in his DNA. So when you talk about of any disease or affliction he could have had, this is one of the worst because it just goes against his DNA. But now he has to be very deliberate when he stands up, set and not very slowly. That's just not functional focus. And so sometimes he gets in trouble because he moves too quickly and tries to walk too quickly and he falls. So, and I think uh, the other way still to good to live with this movie is because Michael Joyce Pop still is going to things. And you not look the same, and up the same, but he's still very, really, inside. It's the right to know not that you're possibly blown, it's still there. In it's trapped in his battle. So it's still remembered. So in many ways, it's a really popular and sad movie in many ways, and you know, pity him and stuff, and trying to feel sorry for him. It's just a very honest movie. This is what I mean. So if you get a chance to watch it, please don't. I think it's a good documentary. Um, that's all I wanted to say. Like getting ready to 6 years this afternoon. 6 years at Stewart now. He's 7 up in Boston. There's a chance for the 6 years to respond. Losing mentality and all the negative stuff that is going on in the past. And living today and move past the simple thing and put that all in the past. Lose them. Sadly, people are going to lose their jobs. There's going to be big changes in the organization. And most of our are still going to have the communication of being losing actions. But they do have a chance to redeem themselves too. So let's hope it happens. And my phones are on 5 Main Street. There's still not a power line for you in San Francisco. So, and Phillips. And it will be in West London. I was here too. Very full professional in Eastern Pennsylvania. A perfect spring. So I wish everybody a good day and happy Wednesday. And talk to you soon. Thank you for